All right. This week, Bank of America announced that they are raising their minimum wage to $25 an hour. This is their lowest paid employees. And they're going to do this. They're going to have this implemented by 2025. And I will tell you, I have no inside information on this. It's curious to me why you would make this announcement in 2021. You know, it's kind of like, okay, hey, we're going to do this, but we're going to take 4 years to do it. Feels like a publicity play to me. It feels gross, and I don't understand that. Either you can do it now or you can't. Why is it going to take 4 years to roll this out? Feels like a publicity play, politics. I don't like it. But again, there may be reasons, but I want to know why it's taking 4 years. Well, it could take us 4 years to get there. So we're going to slowly bump people up. But we want to get the credit now. It reminds me, Madison, of EA Sports, I believe, announced they were coming out with college football game, which is the greatest video game of all time. I love Madden. But when you could play your college team, that was the greatest, for me personally, greatest video game of all time. So played it with my boys, and they discontinued it because of the rights of the players, all this kind of stuff. I'm sure Madison breaks it down in detail on her Bragging Rights football podcast. I'm sure you've broken it down, haven't you? I know you have, you and your brother. Okay, here's the point. So they make the announcement, and I only see the headline. I come home that night from work, and I say to my boys, guys, this is great news. EA Sports is bringing NCAA football back. And my middle son didn't even miss a beat. Chase goes, yeah, Dad, but it's like 3 years from now. Like, what's the big deal? Same deal. Like Bank of America. Hey, we're raising everybody in our company, the lower wage employees. We're raising it to $25 an hour by 2025. Oh. I don't get it. But I'm getting stuck on that. This is going to impact about 50,000 employees who work in jobs like consumer, bank, technology, operations, staff support functions. Now, let me give you some context on this, because I'm going to now tell you what all this means. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that the national median, the national average for bank tellers is a little over $15 an hour. And then customer representatives make a little over $17 an hour. So this is a sizable bump off the national average. Other banks are in the same game here. They're playing this too. JP Morgan announced back in 2018, it would increase pay from $15 to $18 per hour for tellers and customer service representatives. A year later, in 2019, Citigroup raised its minimum wage to $15 an hour. And then Wells Fargo last March announced it was going to raise wages between $15 to $20 an hour. So what does this mean? It means that Bank of America is playing some politics. They're getting some good PR out of it. I mean, again, there's nothing, there's not bad PR here. It's like, hey, we're going to do this. Banks can afford to do this. Banks are flush with cash right now, if you're paying attention to the news. So they can afford to do this. But let me remind you, do you think Bank of America will go to the control room for reaction? I love putting the team on the spot. I think Bank of America is going to pass this increase in cost on to you, the little man with the bank account. Joe, what say you?
Of course they are.
Of course. Watch those fees, folks. The fine print. Amanda, do you think they're going to pass that cost on to their customers?
Yes, it has to come from somewhere.
It's got to come from somewhere. They're raising their cost, folks, substantially. I just want you to run the numbers. 55,000 people getting somewhere between $5 to $8 an hour bump. Oh, Ken, they're big banks. They can afford it. Yeah, I know, but they're not going to take it on the chin. They're not world-class Samaritans. Oh, they're so nice. They love people. No, they don't. Bank of America's making crazy money. Go look at how much their chairman makes, their CEO. Go look it up. They're going to pass the cost on to you. Companies are in business. Business. That's why I'm saying it. Business. They're on purpose. They're going to keep making profits. Nowhere in this article, by the way, did it say Bank of America is committed to raising the minimum wage for our lowest wage earners to $25 an hour by 2025. And as a result, we are going to slash our profits because we believe this is right. Nowhere in the article do we think that Bank of America had a board meeting and said, this is the right thing to do. And we are going to be okay with lower profits. Anybody in there? Anybody think that happened? Okay. So here's my point. I'm not making a political statement. You can't say anything about minimum wage anymore without somebody getting their butt up in the air, just all upset. Hear what I said, folks. I didn't say it was not right. I didn't say it was wrong. I'm not for keeping anybody down. You can't listen to my show or watch my show and think that I'm not for you, the people. Okay? But what I'm telling you is don't get caught up in the optics of this and the PR nature of this and think that they're going to somehow lower their profits. Now, had the article said with a direct quote from the CEO or the board going, hey, we are going to make 4% less in profits, and when we do so, we're passing the profits on to our people. Well, that's awesome. Fantastic. I'm not saying they got to do that either because I'm all for capitalism. What I'm saying is don't get hung up in this political football of raising the minimum wage without understanding economics 101. And inflation is a part of this too. It's coming at us right and left. Oh my gosh. We need to do a segment this week with Joe talking about the rise in meat prices. I know that hits him right there. Yeah, you see it in the grocery store. Am I right, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people don't understand what all this stuff means to you. It means your pocketbook is affected. It just does. You should have seen my son Ty this morning. We were in the car together and I had to go get gas. And it was, I think, $3.19 here in this area. I was like, hey, buddy, I want you to know that I was a senior in high school. Okay? Filling up. I remember 93 cents a gallon. Come on, Amanda got all excited. She just went, amen. She did the praise hands in there. She's clapping right now. 93 cents a gallon. Nathan, can you even imagine 93 cents a gallon? You can't. You've never seen that. You're too young.
I think I saw 113.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I remember 89 cents when I was probably ninth grade riding with my dad. It was 89 cents a gallon, and he was griping about that. He's like, man, it was 87 cents yesterday. But meat prices are up. Everything's up. People got to understand this. All of this stuff is an economic engine. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled.